Hi guys, and welcome again to Blackstone. Thank you for those who have subscribed to the channel. And today, I would like to show you a very successful case study for a Sarawak brand, a business that we have helped out for their digital marketing using TikTok Shop, using TikTok Live, AI content, and also the entire strategy that I'm gonna reveal here in hopes that businesses will not sleep on this opportunity and be able to use it with its fullest potential. So let me explain a little bit on how we actually did it for this particular business. So the business is called SFE, right? It's a short for Sarawak Fruit Enterprise. So what they're selling are derivatives of fruit products that is from Sarawak olives, okay, dabai, from cempedak, jackfruit, and durian. So they have dabai nuts, they have keropok durian, keropok cempedak, and keropok dabai. These are the three main products and derivatives that they have for the business. Now, the the unique thing about SFE is that this is a company that's already been around for, if I'm not mistaken, when I interviewed him, it's been around for 15 to 20 years. So they've been around for a long time. Some people know them, some people do not know them. They do have a Facebook, but our opinion is that in any kind of business, right? If you're only stuck with Facebook, you're not really going anywhere. Because a lot of the drive from digital platforms, they tend to migrate. Okay, so how we see it is that a lot of people who used to be on Facebook, they are now here. They're still on Facebook. It's just that the amount of time and retention that they have in TikTok is more than they have on Facebook. Okay, that's just the way how humans work. So when there's something new, people just want to look at it. I don't know what is next after TikTok, but I can assure you if it's better than TikTok, well, it's going to be a very high bar for this particular new thing. If we were to compete against TikTok, then it has to be so good to the point where I don't know. I can't tell you what the future holds. Okay, but that's besides the point. What I'm trying to say here is that if businesses are stuck on Facebook and you're not exploring other revenues from other different platforms, other digital platforms, you are going to be stuck. And that's kind of what happened to SFE. So we came in, so we have a strategy for them. So we outline what you need to do, how you're gonna do it, how long is it gonna be, what time are you gonna post, and all this special information that we gave to them. So we work together with the university. Okay, here in Sarawak, it's called UTS. So we work with them, and then we have access to about 200 students to carry out the TikTok live. Okay, but first, before doing that, we need to understand the algorithm. Okay, how does it work in TikTok? Right. First, when you have a new account, when you post, it's going to go up. Okay, they're going to show you to another 200 people. Okay, so if these first 200 people, right, if they don't like, they don't comment, they don't share, will dictate where your content and how your account is related to your performance. Okay, this is organic reach. Right. So how we hack the system is that we ask the students to generate AI content. AI generated content. None of it is showing any real aspects of what a non-AI generated content is. Everything is AI generated, from the speech, from the visuals to the graphics, everything. Okay, we ask them to do AI generated content. So let me show you an example of a student. They did it. Okay, so this all the AI generated content that's done by the student. Okay, so as you can see, you have an ape opening up the keropok durian and eating it apparently, and then there's yeah, there's a crocodile eating it. So this is AI generated as well. AI generated. So you get the gist. Okay, so you just go to Google Gemini AI, generate the video, and voila, done. Okay, so we ask the students to do this for 2 to 3 weeks, posting about 3 to 4 pieces of content daily. Okay, so what does that entail? Assuming that all 200 students are posting their content and posting it very consistently, you're looking at about 600 to 800 pieces of content daily. Now this is the main account. This is our account, the main account, where it has all the product yellow bags, it has the main products, it has the links. So any student, any affiliates who want to sell our products will sell it through our account. Yeah, right? So what that means is when they create this, they have to relate it to our brand, the SFE brand, where it can be related via hashtags. It can be hashtag SFE, hashtag Dabai, which is then linked to our main SFE account. Right? So you get the gist, you get the idea of how the first phase of the organic reach is getting to warm up to be hacked. Right? Now, once we've done that, our second plan of attack is to use real content. So this is content that is face content, that is original music, right? You're not using music that's on TikTok. Everything that is non-AI is there. For example, if I look at the student here, this is probably not the best example for a student because probably didn't do very well. It's probably going to fail the subject. But anyway, so as you can see, this is real content, this is real content, this is real content, real content. So you get the gist, right? You get the idea. So they're doing this about 2 to 3 weeks. Right? And then once you've done that, once they're done with that, when they start posting, and then that is where they go into live TikTok. So before I go talking about live, I want to explain a little bit why do you need to do those 3 things. Okay. First is because we hypothesize that the algorithm in TikTok is one of the most advanced algorithms. It's able to tell you straight ahead whether or not your content is interesting, whether people like your content, whether they don't like your content, and whether or not they're gonna de-rank you. They won't tell you this, but there's actually some kind of de-ranking factor. So similar to Google SEO, they place you in a bubble, in a black box. So these are all your competitors, and this is you. Okay. Partly because your content, a portion of it, a big chunk of it is because your content is not performing. People cannot identify you. People are not talking about you. So these are kind of like what you can say de-ranking factors of how TikTok is going to push you, right? So in order for us to hack the algorithm, as you can see, if you look at the student here, so what can you see the first week when they start to post AI content? You can see 200 views, right? They start to push your content, right? They start to push it up there. Then after the 3 videos, that's where things start to go downhill. So you only have 100, 140, 200 here. You don't have a lot of views, right? Because people have this perception that AI content is repetitive, it's boring, there's just way too much AI content on TikTok. So why would they want to watch your AI content? Even though your intention to sell is there, but there's no reason for them to watch your AI content, right? Because they're not pushing it. The algorithm knows whether or not you're an AI content. Even though you don't label your content as AI generated content, they still know that your content is AI generated. Okay, that's how good the algorithm is. So based on this study, as we go further, and then suddenly when we start to post, I guess you can say a real content, that's where they start to push it out again. So that benchmark is about like 250 and above. Okay, so you can see they start to push here, they start to push here, push here, push here, push here, and then suddenly afterwards, it starts to degrade. People don't like it anymore, and then the algorithm pushes it down. Okay. So eventually, we're starting to navigate a graph. If we can imagine this particular scenario, if we can imagine it, this is the graph. This is your first phase, where you're putting, and then suddenly people don't like it. Okay, it decays over time. Okay, and then when you start it again, people like it, and it decays over time. Then based on these two, you have an average of kind of like looking like this, right? If you can imagine it, right? Now, because we have proven that to the algorithm that we actually have historically performed, okay, and we have historically proven that we are a real entity, a real business brand, which is SFE. Okay, so we're going back to SFE again, which is SFE. So Google might label you as a business entity, and people actually relate to your business. People actually talk about your business. Okay, that's what we want to know. That's what we're trying to hack inside the TikTok algorithm. Okay. Now, where you go from here, then finally you can talk about life. Okay. So essentially 1 and 2 is like a warm-up. It's like going in a football field, right? Before Chelsea can be in the top 3, which they're not, by the way. So if they were to go, before they go into the football field, they need to be able to prove themselves that they have trained, they have performed in the past, and they'll be able to perform again in the future. Okay. Because we believe, we hypothesize that if we don't do 1 and 2, then 3 is going to suffer. Okay. Suffer in terms of reach, potential reach, suffer in terms of sales as well. Okay. So there's a very specific method that we did to kind of like look through the mechanism of the TikTok algorithm in order for us to perform well at the top, right? So, as you can see here, once we have done the TikTok live, these are a few snippets of some of the students that did the TikTok live. Of course, there's 200 of them. It's possible to post every single video of them, but there's 200 of them. So as you can see, these are live content, right? Suddenly there's some students that are doing very well in terms of follower count. They have 1009, 1008, but this is the real entity. Okay, we did not pay any ads for this to get our followers. We just organically build our followers through followbacks, and whatnot. Okay, but as you can see, the live content, suddenly the reach, the views start with 800, 600, 900, 2000, 800, 1000, 2000, 300. Suddenly there's a traction in it. Even though we have not posted anything on the main account, we have not posted anything, we only ask the students to post on their account, their own affiliated accounts, right? So essentially 1 and 2 is funneling back the entity trust back into the main account. That is what we have found. There's nothing interesting about this. This is just students doing live. There's a lot of errors in it. There's nothing unique about it in a sense where it can differentiate itself better or worse in terms of content quality. But the fact that we posted it live is just a snippet of the live. Okay? It's a snippet of the live. But for some reason, suddenly the algorithm said, okay, look, there are people talking about the products. And we have verified it through 1 and 2. And we have filtered it through the live. And we have posted into the main account. And that's what we get. So as you can see, if businesses are sleeping on this, they're not reaching their highest potential. Okay? You might think it's just content creation. Maybe for businesses, content creation is not the ideal strategy to move forward, but it is. It always is and will always will be. In order for you to verify your real business, you have to create content. You must have people talking about you. You must have people selling your products, affiliates selling your products. These are all algorithms, because as you know it, in any unique account where they show your products, there's this thing called the yellow bags. Now these yellow bags are linked to your main account. So when a user clicks on it, they are actually looking at the price, whether or not they click the buy button or whatnot. But the fact that they actually click on it is actually a signal. It's a very, very, very strong signal that your account is, I guess you can say, a legit account. So, and people are talking about it, people like it. Okay? And that's how the algorithm is going to expose you further and further. Right? Now, talking about algorithmic hacks and marketing and digital execution, what is the result of that? Because any businesses would like to know how does it actually help them, whether it's helping them based on brand awareness and sales. But in this particular case study, we only look at sales as the metric that is the pure determinant of the success of the business. Okay, now if you look back in November until today, we have made a gross a gross merchandise value of more than 3,000 ringgit, as shown here in the TikTok analytics. We're not hiding anything. This is straight from the main account. It's going to show you, not only that, it's going to show you the affiliate creators, which creators are doing very well, which creators are getting a lot of commissions, which creators are pushing content consistently every day, and which content are committed to the work, whether they're creative, talking in the TikTok live, whether they're creating better content, better AI content. There's a lot of factors. But what is guaranteed are sales. Okay. So when you look at the algorithm at the first start, we actually never actually started the TikTok live after anywhere before November 20th. Actually, no. I think we only started around 22nd of November, if I'm not mistaken. This over here is purely organic. You can see there's an anomaly here. About 400, $300, 300 ringgit, okay, a day. So imagine you're making 300, 400 a day. That's close to 10K a month. I mean, for anyone who wants a business, that's pretty good. I mean, if you ask me, I mean, who wants a minimum wage in Malaysia? No one wants that. People need to be able to find ways to make more. Okay, so when we did organic reach, it was purely organic reach. We have an anomaly here. I don't think we're going to verify it as a consistent data, but generally, after the 12, we have consistently made, on average, about 100 bucks. Okay, there's some bad performance here, but generally we made about 100 bucks on average. Okay, and we've right now totaled about 3,000 worth of gross merchandise value of products that actually pushed into the market. Okay, so if you can see this, so imagine you have your own team who knows how to do the sales. They're very creative. They know how to talk. They know what to say. They can speak in Mandarin, Bahasa Sarawak, Bahasa Malaysia, English, depending on your demography. Our demography here for SFE, the consumers, is only in Cebu. We have not talked about Kuching. We have not talked about Labuan. We have not talked about Lawas, we have not talked about Miri, we have not talked about Bintulu, only in Cebu. So if Cebu is already making 3,000, what more to say if we expand it? But for now, we're still looking into formalizing some of the logistics issue when it comes to being outside of Cebu, because we just want to test the market for now. But as you can see, guys, this is less than a month. Less than a month. It's only like what, 2 weeks of data? So you can imagine if you run this for 6 months. You can imagine it if we run it for 1 year. But we have access to all the students. We have access to all the creators. We have access to all the best creators over here, based on their performance, how well they do. Okay? They don't work 24 hours. Because the fact of the matter is, when you use Gemini, when you have the right prompts, for which you still have to know how to do prompt engineering, which is what we're good at. When you create a content, it only takes about less than 5 minutes to create one video. So 4 videos, that's only 20 minutes, which is nothing. And then when you schedule the time, how long that's gonna take? Maybe 30 seconds? So these students, they're already making money with the minimals, with the smallest level of effort. You see? And they're very motivated to make all the commissions. Very motivated. You can just repeat your content, it doesn't matter, for as long as you keep consistency up there. But I can see how it will evolve from AI content to real content, and then they go better real content, maybe girls do better than boys. There's a lot of factors that you're going to look at it, but the minimalist and the lowest level of effort is there. Okay. But in order to come out with this, step 1, step 2, step 3, we actually need a strategy. Yeah. This is our blueprint that we came here in Blackstone. This is our blueprint. All they have to do is just follow it, right? And the proof is there. The proof is right here. You have nothing to hide. And I believe any businesses that watches this video, hopefully they realize the potential of any business, especially when they're selling products, not services. Okay, products, product-based businesses. As long as you're selling a product and you believe that your product has a good market fit, you will make it. You just need a good strategy, a good team to put the pieces together, to create the content consistently, create the live consistently. And we have access to all that. So we're not stopping anyone. If you have any questions, whether or not, how, when, where, time, anything, prompt engineering, strategy, if there's any questions that you have, you can just reach out to us and we will give you the blueprint, right? We're going to show you exactly how you're going to do it, how you're going to go, what is the best way to execute things, and this is proof with the minimalist of effort. So any questions, guys, you can just come to our website right here, blackstoneconsultancy.com.my. Reach out to us and we will definitely help you out to get your business to reach the highest levels possible. All right, thank you very much.